YouTubers, this is going to be a review of the 2018 4Runner TRD Off-Road Edition. A lot of different things going on in this edition compared to some of the other models. I'm going to be showing various videos over the next several months that will show the build of this vehicle as I continue to upgrade it. So let me start on. Right, so let me first describe the four-wheel drive control panel up here. Basically on the left here you have the, I think of it as the equivalent to the Subaru all-wheel drive. As the wheel slips, it sends more power to that wheel. It's not all-wheel drive all the time, but let's say you're in some gravel or icy road condition, or even turning the vehicle on a freeway or a road. If one wheel starts slipping, it's going to send more power to that wheel, giving you better traction. You have the option to turn that off. A-Track, that's a simulated locker, you could say. It utilizes the brake and the engine to basically lock one tire versus the other, which will help you get unstuck. You can use that in combination with the crawl control, low, medium, and high. The differential right here, that's the rear differential, basically locks up the back axle. Both wheels spin and get you out of a ditch or something. Sometimes if you get stuck in a ditch, you're tilted to the one side or the other, one wheel might come up a little bit, the wheel might be spinning or not turning, and you need that wheel to turn to give you that grip, and that's what the locker will do. These two knobs, you have the crawl control, low, medium, and high. You do need to use the crawl control with the 4 low setting, and then you have the terrain selector, which can't remember the modes, but you have like mogul hill, steep, sandy, gravel, and kind of light dirt. And again, those you would use in 4 low. I believe one of the settings you can use in 4 high, but most of it's a 4 low feature. Okay, you got your lighting, your home link for garage door and such. You got your sunroof control, tilt and slide. Coming down here to the control panel, you have the Intune touchscreen dashboard system. You got all your standard components, heating. Coming down to the console, you have your 4 high and 4 low gear selector. What's nice about this is it's a physical lever. Good old school shifting into the 4-wheel drives instead of the button. You never know. You turn the button and you always question, did it actually work? The 4Runner has the actual lever, and you can feel it go into gear. Coming over to here, you have the fiber or the graphite look with the rear slider, rear window. For the hatchback, you got seat warmers. You have the manual speed select and automatic cup holders. You have a 12-volt power supply, a USB, and then coming over to the steering wheel, you got your standard volume control. You have your mode select, whether it's AM, FM, XM radio, if you have that, and your multi-D control for adjusting the channels. Once you have your phone hooked up via Bluetooth, you can make calls and do voice control, which is kind of neat. You can train the radio to pick up your voice and do basic functions. The display here will basically cycle through a couple different displays on the dashboard control. Nothing real special. I was actually not impressed with the options. There's just not much to configure there. Over here you have the standard, roll your window up and down controls, no different than any other car you probably haven't seen. And Toyota has done the TRD red stitching in the headrest for the TRD models, the TRD Pro and the TRD Off-Road. You got the soft-tex leather. Think of it as a premium vinyl. It is really soft. I'm curious how this will hold up over time, wear and tear. The back, you have your standard back row seat. Again, nothing too spectacular. What I like about the 4Runner is it is tall. You get a lot of headroom, and the seats do fold down in a 60-40 combination, or a 100%, or a third. That third console can also go down by itself. Let's say you have some long skis, or you can do a 50-50 split on that seat, fold down. So that's a basic view on the interior. I'll be doing some other videos on the exterior, which will cover the tint and some other features. All right, welcome back. Just gonna do some quick features. So I just got back from the tint shop and I went ahead and tinted the windows. Let me show you what I did. I did a 10% eyebrow on the front. I ended up getting the Solar Guard IR, which will block about 90% of the heat. So I'm really excited to see how this performs this summer. We're just coming out of the winter season, so it's still kind of cold. But apparently it'll block 90% of the heat, so getting into a hot vehicle, I'll not have to deal with anymore. The rear windows are 10% and the front windows 60%. And so if you kind of step back and look, you'll be able to see how black the back windows are versus the front. Circling around to the back, you can clearly see the back there and this side. So 60% tint in the daylight. It doesn't appear to be that tinted in the video, but it's not bad. The law where I live will only allow 50%, and a lot of people, you know, will pay shops to do it illegally, but then you just run the risk of getting pulled over. My previous car, I've actually gotten pulled over once, and they give you a ticket, a fix-it ticket. If you don't peel it off, then you have to pay the fine. You'll just keep getting harassed and ultimately fines. I figure it's just not worth the hassle and just went with that. You got the front, so this has the standard Toyota front. You can get the TRD Pro grill kit, which I'll show you in a little bit, and that's a pretty simple install. And the grill, it's actually a faux grill, so it's not a real air induction or anything. Initially I thought it was, but it's not. And that's about it. I got the roof rack crossbars with the Predator side step and the weather mat, custom weather mats, which I think they call it the Wild upgrade or something to that effect. All right, I'll go ahead and show you the TRD Pro upgrade, or TRD Pro grill upgrade on the next video. Thanks.